Alright, I'm going to show you how to make a tie-down point for a stern of or bow of a boat, kayak, canoe, what have you. That is simple, easy, and you're just going to make it with some leftover materials that you find around your garage. This has come up because a lot of people have been talking about tying down the bow and stern of their boat in case a strap or potentially the rack comes off the boat. It's a secondary place to hold the boat down. So what we're going to do is build one just like this. What I've done is I found some leftover webbing. You can buy webbing if you don't have leftover webbing, but I always got a little bit left around. I'm going to measure off about 8 inches. Take the 8 inches, just go ahead and cut it. So far so easy. And then we're going to fold it over to create this loop. And then what you're going to want to do is put a hole somewhere in here. You can do it a couple ways. You can do it with a hole punch, such as this, or a punch, and then make it bigger, say with a knife or something of that nature. I like to use a small, inexpensive soldering iron. You can pick these up at Home Depot or Walmart. First thing we're going to do is kind of melt the edges here so the webbing doesn't come unraveled. You can do it with a soldering iron, or you can do it with, a cigarette lighter. I fold it over like that again. I'm going to pick the point where I want the hole. I'm usually bringing it in about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch in. I'm going to put it over the soldering iron, and it's just going to melt a hole right through the webbing. I'm going to wiggle around, and it'll eventually make the hole bigger. You want it about, I wouldn't do much more than 1/4 inch. There, I'm finished. So there's my loop and my webbing. The hole, since I melted it in with the soldering iron, it actually is going to dry, cool, and hold itself together. It's kind of like its own glue. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this and install it on the car. So let's go. So this is going to be a pretty simple process. I popped the hood of the vehicle here. This is just a 1998 Ford Explorer, and we're going to look around the Explorer and we're going to look for some fender bolts, and that's what I found. As you can see right here, there's a bunch of them going up the side there. I believe you could say that's holding those bolts are holding the quarter panel onto the side of the car. So we're going to tap into one of those to bolt this down. Okay, so let me make my way around. I'm just going to loosen up this bolt. It is a 5/16 inch, I believe. We're just going to pull it, back it out of there. And don't worry, quarter panel is not going to fall off the side of the car here. This is just one of many. Helps if you try not to drop the bolt down into the car. We're going to take the bolt, slide it through the hole. Yes, I guess you can make that seem a little bit dirty, but we're not. So we're going to slide that in, slide it through the hole, put it back into the side of the car, start tightening it down. Alright, almost there. There you go. It's attached. Clean it up just a little bit. There we go. So it's installed. You're ready for prime time. We'll put the hood down. And one thing to note is that some people like to fold these in when they're not in use. I always leave mine out, but there you go. Sitting out of the hood, put the boat on, run a rope through the bow, run it down through this, tie it down, and you're in business. The back of the car, if you have a trunk, you could do something like this in the trunk, or you can just tie it. Many vehicles have hookups underneath the bumper that you can do the stern tie down. That's it. I'm telling you that we were here for no more than 5 minutes building this. So have at it, enjoy. Again, the material is just some leftover webbing, way to make a hole in it, and find a bolt and bolt it down.